Hey, Grandpa Lou. I didn't forget about you. How could I forget about my very own troll? This is awesome that you engage me so often, and there's such easy things to talk about. Like this one right here. We can't put this stuff on the railroad, yeah? Even though people at the railroad say, oh, we can handle most of the oversized stuff. Yes, the train can handle it. They don't have the personnel, they don't have the track, nor do they have the efficiency to move it in a timely manner. Nor are they guaranteed that you're going to get it and not be damaged. So, according to the Federal Railroad, whatever it's called, FRB, I think, as of October of 2023, they had recorded over 700 train derailments just in 2023. They record some 7,000 incidents a year with the railroad. Every single one of those incidents shuts down a train. It'll shut down a whole rail line, and stuff has to get stopped or rerouted or whatnot. Hauling stuff that's tall, y'all don't really have a handle on that either. Just look at 840 in Tennessee. One of your workers ran an excavator into the overpass and didn't know how to tuck a boom. Shut down 840. There's videos of the rail cars hitting bridges that the railroad mandates be a certain height, but their cars still hit the bridges and peels the top off of the cars hauling cars. So there's that problem. Then there's the whole problem of getting the load from origin to the rail yard, which requires trucks and cranes. And let's just drive on, drive off kind of stuff. But even then, you got the whole process, the inefficiency of moving the train around to get the right car uncoupled to get the drive on and then couple it back up. And then you get to the other end, whenever it may arrive, it may take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months, whatever, because the railroad's notorious for parking stuff and losing it. Or attaching it to the wrong train, and instead of it going from, I don't know, Charleston, South Carolina to Nogales, Arizona, it might wind up in Tacoma before someone realizes, hey, this was supposed to be in Nogales. Now it needs to put on a whole new train to go down there. And something that might have taken 2 weeks is now taking 3 to 4 months. Then the whole problem of it getting parked on a rail yard and some local miscreants tagging it, then the customer not want it anymore because it's vandalized and damaged. Then there's the whole problem of the customer wants it by a certain date and the railroad's just not equipped to do it in that kind of time frame, so it goes on a truck. Oh yeah, there's that. Oh, then there is how dangerous the railroad has become because they're making bigger, longer trains with less workers and they're overworking them. And they tried to go on strike to fix it, but then Joe Biden's like, screw you, screw the union, screw the working man. You can't go on strike. And so it's only getting worse. And so now you barely got enough staff on hand to actually be able to load this extra freight if it comes into your yard. Yeah, that's a problem. And then the railroad doesn't even rely on the railroad because the railroad knows how inefficient it is. Case in point, the number of trucks that haul railroad stuff. Trucks, wheels, couplers, the whole car. I've hauled several loads of the whole rail car. Screens, the end caps for the tanks, the brakes, the wheels that go on the axles, the ties, the tracks, like you name it, the trucks haul it there. The GE electric motors, the diesel motors that power those, the trucks bring your fuel and your oil to power you up to fill you up at the rail yards. So yeah, if the railroad was efficient, the railroad would use the railroad to move its own stuff. But it knows it's not. They know it can be done quicker on a truck. So yeah, there's that. A lot of people don't know that about trucking in the railroad. So although it sounds really good, in practicality, it's very bad. Oh, last but not least, in the 70s and 80s, railroad said, hey, we don't need all this track. We're going to abandon a bunch of it. And then some of it they tore up, and it went back to the original landowners or local communities, do whatever they wanted to with it. And then some of it is just tracks sitting out there, dilapidated, falling apart. And it's going to need serious work to get ready to be able to haul freight again. It's this wildly costly, monumental undertaking. It's going to take a very long time if they ever decide to do it. So railroad cut its, how's the phrase go? Cut off your nose, spite your face? Yeah, so it can't move as many places as it used to. So it's still going to have long transport times on trucks. So, but if you don't want oversized loads on the road, you need to go to your elected representatives, you need to go to the president, you need to go to places like USDOT, National Transportation Safety Board, then lobby and get them to mandate that the loads become smaller, and that any load, whether practically or impractically, can be reduced in size. You'll start getting smaller and smaller loads on the interstate. But as it is, until then, when it's more efficient to put a super load on a tractor trailer versus breaking it down into smaller loads and putting on a train. You're going to keep seeing big loads on the road. Anyway, thank you for commenting, Grandpa Lou.